Do you ever feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders? Like every step is a struggle, and you're just dragging yourself through the day? If your life feels heavy, I want you to listen closely, because today I'm going to share a story that might just change everything for you. It's called The Sack Story, and it holds a powerful lesson about the burdens we choose to carry. Imagine a man, let's call him Arthur, who was known for his kindness. He lived in a small, quiet village where everyone knew each other. But Arthur had a peculiar habit. Everywhere he went, he carried a large, empty sack slung over his shoulder. People in the village were curious. "Arthur, why do you carry that empty sack everywhere?" they'd ask. Arthur would just smile and say, "Oh, it's just a habit." But the sack wasn't always empty. One day, Arthur was walking through the village market when he saw his neighbor, Sarah, looking distressed. Her cart had broken, and her apples were rolling all over the cobblestone street. Arthur rushed to help her gather them. As they picked up the last apple, Sarah sighed. "Oh, Arthur, what am I going to do? This cart is my livelihood, and I don't have the money to fix it right now." Arthur, being the kind soul he was, felt a deep pang of sympathy. As he walked away, he reached down, picked up a small, smooth stone from the ground, and dropped it into his sack. It didn't feel heavy at all. A few days later, he was passing by the old baker's shop. He overheard the baker, Mr. Henderson, talking to his wife. Business was slow, and he was worried he might have to close the shop that had been in his family for generations. Hearing this, Arthur's heart ached for him. He imagined the baker's stress, the sleepless nights, the fear of losing his heritage. As he continued on his way, he spotted another stone, a bit larger this time, and placed it in his sack. He barely noticed the extra weight. This became a pattern. Every time Arthur heard of someone's trouble, every time he witnessed a struggle or felt a pang of worry for someone else, he would pick up a stone and put it in his sack. He picked up a stone for the farmer whose crops were failing. He picked up another for the young couple who couldn't have children. A stone for the friend who lost his job. A stone for the child who was being bullied at school. He worried about their problems as if they were his own, replaying their struggles in his mind late at night. His sack, once light and empty, started to grow heavy. At first, it was just a slight inconvenience, a little extra strain on his shoulder. But weeks turned into months, and months turned into years. The sack became immense, bulging with stones of all shapes and sizes. Each stone represented a worry he had collected, a problem that wasn't his to solve, but that he carried nonetheless. People in the village started to notice a change in Arthur. His once bright smile was now a permanent frown. His steps, once light and energetic, were now slow and labored. He was constantly hunched over from the weight of the sack, his back aching, his face etched with exhaustion. He couldn't enjoy the simple pleasures of life anymore. A beautiful sunset just reminded him of the farmer's failing crops. The laughter of children reminded him of the one who was being bullied. He had become a walking collection of other people's sorrows. One afternoon, completely exhausted, Arthur collapsed under the shade of a large oak tree on the edge of the village. He couldn't take another step. An old woman, known in the village for her wisdom, was sitting nearby, weaving a basket. She had watched Arthur for a long time. She walked over to him and sat down. "That's a heavy-looking sack you've got there, Arthur," she said gently. "What do you carry inside it?" Arthur, with a heavy sigh, replied, "It's full of stones." "Stones?" she asked, her eyes twinkling with kindness. "Why would you carry stones?" So Arthur told her. He told her about Sarah and her broken cart, the baker and his shop, the farmer, the young couple, everyone. He explained that each stone was a worry, a problem he had taken on for someone else. The wise woman listened patiently. When he was finished, she looked at him and said, "Arthur, you have a kind heart. It is a beautiful thing to care for others. But tell me, did carrying Sarah's stone fix her cart?" Arthur shook his head. No, her brother ended up helping her fix it the next day. And the baker? She continued. Did your stone keep his shop open? No, Arthur admitted. The village rallied together, and his business is better than ever now. She went on, asking about each stone, and with each question, Arthur realized the same truth. His worrying, his carrying of the stones, had not solved a single problem. It had only succeeded in crushing him. The wise woman then said something that changed Arthur's life. You are carrying burdens that are not yours to carry. You are filling your sack with yesterday's problems and tomorrow's fears. But the only thing you truly have is this present moment. Look at your sack, Arthur. It's so full of stones for others that there's no room left for your own joy, for your own peace. Then she added another layer to her wisdom. And what about the stones you pick up for yourself? The ones you pick up when you worry about things that might happen but haven't? Or when you dwell on mistakes you made long ago? Those are stones too, Arthur. They are just as heavy. Arthur looked at his monstrous sack and then back at the wise woman. For the first time in years, he truly understood. He had been so focused on carrying everyone else as potential pain that he had created a very real, very heavy pain for himself. He had been living in a constant state of worry, draining his own energy without helping anyone. Slowly, with a determination he hadn't felt in a long time, Arthur reached into his sack. He pulled out the first stone, the one for Sarah's cart. He held it for a moment, acknowledged the feeling of empathy he had felt, and then he let it go. He dropped it on the ground. A small weight lifted from his shoulder. He then pulled out the stone for the baker, remembered the worry, and let it go too. One by one, he emptied the sack. With each stone that fell to the ground, he felt lighter. His shoulders straightened. The ache in his back began to fade. He even emptied the stones of his own anxieties, the worry about a storm that never came, the regret over a harsh word spoken years ago. When the last stone was out, the sack was empty once more. Arthur stood up. He felt light, incredibly light. He could stand tall. He could breathe deeply. He looked at the pile of stones on the ground, and then at the wise woman, his eyes filled with tears of gratitude. Thank you, he whispered. She smiled. The sack is not the problem, Arthur. It's what you choose to put inside it. A kind heart doesn't have to be a heavy one. From that day on, Arthur still carried his sack. But now it was always empty. He was still the kindest man in the village, always ready to lend a hand, to offer a comforting word. But he no longer picked up stones. He learned to help people in the moment, and then to let go, trusting them to walk their own paths. He learned that empathy doesn't mean you have to carry someone else's pain. It means you walk beside them for a while, offering support, not taking their burden onto your own shoulders. He focused on the present, on the good he could do right now, and he left yesterday's and tomorrow's worries where they belonged. So I ask you again, does your life feel heavy? Take a look at your own invisible sack. What stones are you carrying? Are you carrying the weight of a friend's bad relationship? The stress of a colleague's work problems? The anxiety over what might happen next week, next year? Are you still carrying the heavy stones of past mistakes? It's time to empty your sack. It's time to realize that carrying these stones doesn't help anyone, least of all you. Acknowledging a problem is different from adopting it. Empathy is different from taking on another's suffering. Let go of the worries that don't serve you. Let go of the burdens that are not yours to carry. Drop the stones, one by one. Feel the weight lift. Feel yourself stand a little taller. Breathe a little deeper. Your kindness is a gift. Don't let it become your cage. Your heart is meant to be full of love and joy, not heavy with stones of worry. Put down the sack. Live in this moment, light and free. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this story resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories to help lighten your journey. Until next time, take care and travel light.